Texas, with 5 locations to serve you.
All right. Mickey Spagnola, DallasCowboys.com. I just completed a DoorDash, and I think it worked. It's very interesting. Very scary, nervous here. I've tried to order Armstrong food, even with his attitude, for the last couple of weeks. Hey. But, I mean, these extra cameras, man, make me feel a lot better.
Have you noticed that the suspension bridge has been covered up now for a while?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I just saw, former guest of the show, Dylan Meek, the Waco mayor. He tweeted this out just a second ago. Suspension bridge update: a fabric cocoon, which you'll notice if you drive by, is currently enveloping the bridge as crews remove paint and dirt. In May, excavation will begin to install deeper footings under the anchor houses. In summer, wooden decking will be replaced by patterned concrete and hardwood. So just a little city update if you drive by the suspension bridge and wonder what's going on. They're working on it, and this summer it should be done.
It looks like one of those things in a corner of somewhere that you haven't been cleaning, and it's got all like a bug inside, and it's got that cocoon, just like
doing construction on a house. They got the plastic sheets draped down. Yeah.
All right, we're joined by Mickey Spagnola. He has nothing to do. Mickey will be with us. Craig's next segment coming up in a little less than 12 to 15 minutes. Mickey, all right, here we go. Thank God. Rather than mock draft and speculation, there's actually going to be picks. Is there any way, I'm going to go too quick, is there any way you see the Cowboys moving up at all from number 10?
I do not see that.
Okay.
And I don't think there should be any need to do so either if everything plays out as somewhat projected.
Is there a chance you think, of course there's always a chance, but is there a chance if one of the defensive backs is still, both defensive backs, cornerbacks are available at 10, that the Cowboys would, doing their due diligence, move backwards, knowing they could probably get one of them, although it's a risk, and get an extra pick somewhere?
Yeah, I think that's the more probability, more of the probability that would take place. Like if no defensive player has been taken off the board, if there's a quarterback still available, if there's still an offensive lineman or a wide receiver still available, if you could start doing the numbers, then you would say, all right, there's 3 guys, 4 guys I wouldn't mind having. I could trade back and at least get, probably a 3rd round pick. But I'm thinking if whoever's trading up for my 10th pick wants a quarterback, I might want next year's first too.
Mickey, do you have, just personally, do you have someone that you really like at 10 for them?
Yeah, I like Micah Parsons. I've probably been telling you guys that for 3 weeks, right? I like the linebacker. All I know is the Cowboys were gosh awful against the run last year, and I don't know where the cornerback helps that out. Maybe Dan Quinn can, but I like what Parsons, from what I've seen of him, and even to the point if they move back, and like I said, there's 3 or 4 guys that they wouldn't mind taking. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I don't know if you guys have seen much of him, but he's pretty dynamic too. He's a linebacker that can be a safety, or a safety that can be a linebacker, makes plays, team leader. So to me, I don't mind the cornerback. That's fine, and they'll need one, right? And I don't know how they've got them ranked, but the best defensive player on the board might be their choice at 10. And if that's the case, to me, the linebacker helps them out, and I can get a corner in the 2nd round. But those 2 linebackers, I think they're rare talents.
Mickey, this isn't Cowboys related, but it should have or could have a big effect on the draft tonight, and it's just interesting overall. What do you think about the Aaron Rodgers Green Bay situation with him making it known that he wants out?
Well, if he wants out and it's San Francisco that wants him, which has the 3rd pick, I'm assuming part of the deal from what I've seen is switching 1st round picks and, getting a boatload of other picks along with Jimmy Garoppolo. I wouldn't think Green Bay is moving up then to take a quarterback after taking one last year, unless they just don't like him. But if they take another player and that pushes more quarterbacks down the ladder, so that pushes more players the Cowboys would be interested in towards them. So I think it would help the Cowboys if indeed Green Bay doesn't move up to take a quarterback.
What are your thoughts about the drama that the Packers and there's that Texans Deshaun Watson drama, and then all of a sudden it went to a different drama from hell. But the fact that they just never seem to be happy. He makes a lot of money. They've been successful. He's won a Super Bowl. But my God, you had Favre, who was a diva. And it seems like Aaron Rodgers, even if he has a right to be upset at times, seems like he's got a little bit of that in him as well.
Oh, I think he's got a lot in him. And he's probably used to having his way up there. And maybe with the change in management and change in coaching staff, maybe he doesn't, he's not running things the way he used to. And it probably started off with their decision to punt, right? Or field goal. What was it? Instead of going for it when they were behind and they needed a touchdown and then didn't get the ball back. He looks like he could be a very difficult person to deal with from afar. And I don't know. I'm not, don't know him personally. But, hey, it's a quarterback, right? And this is a quarterback world. That's why I think the Cowboys are very fortunate, as I think Steven pointed out, that, we took care of the quarterback riddle. And how rare is that these days to find a quarterback that you could sink your teeth into in the fourth round, because the majority of the guys taken in the first round don't work out. I think I figured that of the 31 quarterbacks taken with a first-round pick since 2010, only 7 are still with the same team. And Dak is the only one from 2016 still with the same team, including all the guys taken in the first round that year.
Mickey, where do you see the draft taking the Cowboys as it wears on? If like I said, they've linebacker, cornerback, the top 2, where do you see it taking them really?
Yeah, after that, whichever one you don't get, then you're going to need, I think, a offensive tackle at some point, second day, maybe third round, a guy that can come in and be the backup swing tackle with enough talent to maybe play guard too. But if you think about that, position's been a sore subject for the last, 4 seasons, when they've tried to rely on different veteran guys or free agents they've brought in that just haven't panned out. And that was their biggest problem last year. As bad as the defense was, if they hadn't lost both of their starting tackles and the guy that they, brought in as a free agent to be the backup swing tackle gets hurt, and then he wasn't really very good. They were hung out to dry at those spots. So to me, if you can get a young guy to start grooming for the future, say I don't need a replacement. People keep talking about you got to replace Tyron Smith. You think you're going to find somebody as good as Tyron Smith? And I know he's been hurt, but what he had last year got fixed. I'm told he's moving just fine, and that both of those tackles should be good to go by time training camp. Probably now, but certainly by time training camp comes. So to me, I don't know what you guys think, but I would rather have Tyron Smith and his talent for 13 games than any other tackle you're going to give me that might play 17.
Mickey, what were your thoughts on Sean Lee finally deciding to hang it up?
Yeah, I was kind of expecting that, just the way he was talking towards the end of the year. It didn't surprise me. Too bad for the Cowboys, and not so much from what he could do on the field for them still, but just what he could do for them on the sidelines, on game day, in the locker room, during the off season. If it wasn't for the injuries, he would have gone down as the best linebacker the Cowboys have ever had. And we're talking about a couple guys that are in the Ring of Honor, right? I think he was that good. He was that smart. He was that dedicated. And, when they had the press conference here Tuesday, I was walking down the hallway towards where the interviewing lawyer was, and here comes Sean. And he runs into all the guys in PR, and he thanked every one of them for what they did for him during his career. You just don't find a guy like that every day. You don't find a guy that's beyond reproach that's been on your team and tells you it's been an honor to play for this team. Not that the team had the honor to have you, but that you had the honor to be here and try to hold up the tradition of this organization. He's just one of a kind. So when I saw him, and I know he's got a place in Santa Barbara, and I said, "So you ready to be a beach bum?" And he goes, "You don't realize this, but my senior year in college, my hair was down to my shoulders. I could be a beach bum." So I would imagine for a couple years he probably chills. But, the Cowboys said it, that they'd certainly like to have him back here in some capacity.
Mickey, I would put the over-under at 4 years before he's a defensive coordinator. Honestly, he's not. You know how his mind works. So you make him the linebacker coach for 2 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, damn, this guy, he's got to call some plays.
Well, yeah, and then I don't know when your 4 years start, because I do think he wants a break. Yeah. And again, you also have to consider, he could be a coach. He could be, he's already been a coach in that linebacker room. But does he want to, after 11 years of grinding in the NFL and basically making the money he did? Now, it wasn't the greatest, but he made a lot of money, and I'm sure he wasn't, irresponsible with it. Do you want to work 14 hours a day? I mean, you got to really, really love it to be able to do that. And a lot of times guys that have been really, really, really good players don't want to put in those type of hours after spending 11 years in the NFL playing. So I think it comes down to, how badly does he want to do it? If everybody can get a job like Witten and go coach at a high school, and then, you're not working 14 hours a day probably at that high school, although maybe some of them do. So that's the way to get into coaching, but not have to, change your entire lifestyle to be able to do so. And then be the guy at some point you're going to get fired, right? And then you got to move if you want to continue doing it. Although those guys, if they get fired, it's like, okay, I just won't coach anymore.
Mickey, thank you. Good luck with your coverage tonight. Mickey Spagnola with us, DallasCowboys.com on Many Things NFL. And that draft starts here in just about an hour or two or so, every Thursday at 4:30. Coming up next, Craig Smoak's Off the Radar, SicEm365 Radio.
Listen, in the past couple of years, we've had a lot of people moving in from out of state to Waco thanks to Chipper and JoJo. And while we welcome these new citizens, they unfortunately brought some of their bad habits with them. Hi, Jay here from Pickup Outfitters, and you know what I'm talking about. Naked trucks. You'd think everyone moved here from McNewtville, but we shouldn't judge them, we should help them. For example, when you see a recent transplant truck from a less civilized state like California, instead of saying, "Your truck is disgusting, your bed is exposed, get a bed cover on that truck, buddy," that's a bit harder. Instead, try something like, in Texas, it's not polite to drive around with your bed exposed. Maybe you should check out the excellent selection of bed covers at Pickup Outfitters. And then if they refuse, you can say, "Well, I hear New Mexico's a nice state." Let's help our new neighbors and let them know that truck nudity is not okay. Let them know about Pickup Outfitters of Waco and send them to our website, createacommotion.com.
The Jeep Celebration event at Allen Samuels has special pricing on the new 2021 Jeep Renegade Latitude with total values up to $5,250 or 0% for 84 months. Or a special deal on a new 2021 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid Limited with total values of $7,000 or 0% for 72 months. It's the Jeep Celebration event at Allen Samuels, the best place to find your new vehicle. Located at 201 West Loop 340 in Waco.
Come by. Let's be friends.
See dealer for details. All offers have credit requirements. At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be part of the Waco community. We're a small family business here in Central Texas. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important. And unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. And that's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through this difficult time. So if you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. You can schedule online in minutes at idealmri.com or call 833-IDEAL-MRI.
Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness was built to help give you a chance to enjoy elite tennis facilities and also remain fit or reshape your body. Now Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has gone through its own physical changes. There are 7 large flat screens stretched across the main and improved weight room with Wi-Fi available and their own app to enjoy news, business, weather, or sports channels. The beautiful sound of active treadmills and elliptical machines, group exercise classes throughout each day, a new ballet bar for bar classes, a new look lounge and bar with beer and wine with more large flat screens available, touchless water fountains outside each spacious men's and women's locker rooms, showers, sauna, and whirlpool, upgraded PA system throughout the world-class tennis courts, and lessons for adults and juniors. I promise you'll look and feel better. You just need to walk through the front door. Also, Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. So start today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lakeshore Drive in Waco.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance